Okay, welcome back, guys. My goodness, it's been like forever since I've made one of these videos or a video at all. Since everything has been going on, of course, I have been working from home. A lot of my side projects are on hold until, of course, everything kind of blows over and we're allowed to go back out into the public and whatnot. I know I had a meeting the other day, for my day job, and one of the things we talked about that there's no going back to normal. It's a new way of doing things now because everything that's going on is just it's something completely different. There's people who have never worked from home that are now working from home, and the way that we're able to still be connected, thankfully, through the internet, through being able to have virtual meetings and phone calls. It's cool the fact that we still can thrive given the technology that we have and not be kind of stuck. Unfortunately, there are people who are going through a hard time right now, but there are people who are able to still have a job because of the technology that we have. So it's both up and down. It's a crazy time. We don't need to get into it, so let's talk about the fun stuff. But anywho, as always, thanks for taking time out of your day to be a part of mine. If you're new, thanks for stopping by. So I've been sitting at home trying to figure out what video I wanted to do next because all the side jobs are kind of on hold. And then, of course, everything I was making for the day job are on hold too because I can't be there to, of course, film anything. I figured let's try something different that I haven't, or really kind of go back to where I originally kind of started and make a video for YouTube. So I felt like a good topic to talk about was just how am I staying sane through all this? What am I doing just to kind of keep the day interesting to make sure I'm not going crazy over here, right? And what I found was that it's been fun to challenge myself on different things. If you follow me on my Instagram, which is right here, by the way, you'll know that one of my things that I've never really got into that much was self-portraits. And so since all this happened, I figured might as well get better at it while I'm here. Some of them were great, and then the other ones that I have not posted were just god awful, and I was like, what the hell was I thinking? But that's honestly what's kept me going through all this that's going on. I've been trying different styles of photography here at the house just to really push myself and really think outside the box of what would be interesting to share. Going through the normal day-to-day, I ended up getting a message from someone saying the only reason your photos look good is because of the professional camera you use. I was like, okay, cool. Why not just come back at it and post something that I take on my phone? And I did, which leads me to what I wanted to discuss with people today. If photography is something that you're interested in, now is a good time to get into it. You're at home. Yes, it's a bit more challenging because you're secluded into one area, but there's a lot of things you can do. Some types of photography that you can do is some self-portraits. You can do portraits with family, portraits of your pets. You can do product photography and some macro shots. You can do time lapses. You can even do real estate types of photos or even food photography because everybody's got to eat. There's definitely opportunity to do things in your house. It's just finding the things that appeal to you, and that's going to be your style. That's usually the hardest part because you look at something and you're like, okay, is this going to be interesting for someone else if they'll like it? Well, really it doesn't matter because all it is right now is challenging yourself to make something that is great. Do you need an expensive camera to do all this? Absolutely not. Everybody has a smartphone and everybody has a camera on that smartphone, and that's a perfect way to start. And I always throw this in there just because I feel like it's a good reminder, but that's how I started. The way I got into photography and videography was doing everything on my phone. So here's a quick example of things you can possibly take photos of at home and just to kind of make them interesting and how to use your in-camera app. Okay, so I just set up my coffee cup that, of course, that you saw me drinking from, my Hank that I was using earlier, a pen that I used to take notes, and then my notepad. So, using this app, let's say I just wanted my main focus to be the cup. Okay, so let's kind of line it up the way I like it. And then I would probably select right there to get more of the emblem. And then what I would do is once you select something, if you actually hold it in place, you can lock your exposure, which is just how much light you're letting in. But then you can also darken it up to add a little bit more of a contrast look to it. And you can see how that definitely changes the mood. And of course, if your phone has the option going into portrait mode, because that's definitely everybody likes that good bokeh on a good photo. Let's maybe say I want to adjust on the pin here. If I can lock in, come on, do it. There we go. Let's get a little closer. Do the same thing. Once I have it locked, I take the picture. Now that's just a basic, real quick description on how to use the in-camera settings that you have on your phone. A great group to go check out is Moment. They're the ones that make all the lenses that I use for my camera phone and make all the cases that I really like as well. Definitely check them out. Again, that's what I use to get started. Let's do a little quick tutorial on how to edit those photos too. So once you get a picture that you like, of course, you just go into your album and then you hit edit. So f-stop not only is on a camera about what your bokeh looks like in the background, but it's also how much light you're letting into a camera. So on my professional camera that I use on my Canon, I typically shoot at an f2.8, or unless I'm trying to get more in focus, then I'll shoot at a higher aperture, which is closing it, and maybe at an f8 I'll get more that's actually in focus and less that's out of focus. Again, probably for another tutorial later on down the road, but this is kind of the basics. And I kind of like keeping it around there. I feel like too much. Sometimes there is such thing as too much bokeh. So let's keep it at, 2.5. Why not? Okay, the next thing I recommend doing is going into filters and presets. So some purists, as far as like photography goes, don't like using presets because they feel like it's cheating. I think it's a perfect way to get started, because once you figure out what type of style you're going for and you start getting into a lot more of the, I guess, professional editing tools, you can figure out what levels do what to your photos. And then in doing that, you're finding your style. So it's a great way to start. Next thing is you can do the auto, but of course, the auto adjustment with all your levels is just going to do whatever the heck the phone thinks looks good. Now, whatever the phone may think looks good is of course going to be different than what you think looks good. So I would skip that step and start going into what you want to do. So exposure, just going to brighten it, darken it. I like it. That's where we shot it at. Let's go a tad bit like right there. Just a little bit, not too much. And there's our final photo. Now again, all this editing, everything that we just did on these two photos, which legit I did just do right now, that wasn't like pre-recorded or anything like that. This is all happening as we're doing this video. All that editing is my type of style. The way I like to shoot, the way I like my colors, the way I like brightness, the shadows, and everything. That's the way I do it. The reason why I wanted to show y'all that is because you can do it on your phone. So those are just some basic tools and tips that you can use on your phone at home right now, just to try to challenge yourself and to have fun with it. You don't need all the fancy gear to get all this done. You don't need big old lights. You don't need a tripod. You don't need a fancy camera. You just need your creativity and your phone. That's all you need to get started. I did not start with all the stuff that I have now. I started very small. My first few videos, these here, were not made with a tripod, fancy lighting, and fancy mics. They legit were made with me, my phone, and like 3 boxes. I would stack 2 boxes to get some height and then put 1 box just to be able to like balance my phone to face me. That's how I started, guys. So my challenge for you is to take these tips that we just talked about and use them to your advantage. Start taking some really cool photos at home and then post them on Instagram or whatever social media you have. Tag me on them. I want to see what you guys come up with. I want to see how creative you get. So have fun with this, guys. This is something just to challenge yourself, to get the creativity flowing, and just to try something new. With everything that's going on, a lot of us are not able to celebrate those big moments. Whether it's a birthday, it's an engagement announcement, a wedding announcement, a newborn on the way that you have coming, a graduation announcement, whatever that big moment is for you, I know you would love to be able to share that with your family and friends. So right now what I'm offering is I'm giving away some of my services right now for free. Use these tips that I just explained to take those photos and capture those moments. Then send up to 10 photos to this email address here, and I will professionally edit those photos for you. If you have any questions or would love to learn more about how to take photography with your phone, or if there's a specific type that you really want to figure out how to do but you don't know, by all means, leave a comment below. I'm really excited to see what everybody creates, and I'm happy to help any way that I possibly can. That's it for this one, guys. I will see y'all in the next one. Can't see. Gotta clean my glasses. Mighty Hanks. Love them, guys. Stay hydrated. Drink your water. Coffee break. I tried to do this video earlier and I didn't have coffee on me, and it was a complete mistake because it was just like, so, okay, what are we doing? Like, nothing was coming out. Nothing was happening at all. So I needed my coffee. Thank you, Starbucks. Well, yeah, I think these are Starbucks beans, I think. I don't know. Either way, it's good. My hair is a hot mess. I miss my barber so much right now. Yeah, I mean, that's other things that, whatever. Okay, break time, more coffee. And I need to pause right here because my battery is dying. Yay. This is one thing to always check, guys. Before you start filming, make sure your battery's charged.